Hello everybody, Figment Vids here, and today we will be talking about Project Gemini, the greatest refurbishment to never take place in the world of Disney. Now, as we all know, EPCOT is about to undergo massive, and I mean truly massive changes. Most of these changes will be in Future World, but World Showcase is rumored to have some overhauls as well. Whether I'm happy or unhappy with these, it's a completely separate topic, but it reminds me of the planned overhaul from the early 2000s, Project Gemini. But first, some background. Disney was tired of having to keep remodeling Future World to keep it futuristic, just as they have that problem with Tomorrowland. They wanted to rename Future World Discoveryland instead, which means they would not have to update the technology as often, saving millions of dollars for them. The rumored opening date was October 1st, 2006, or the 24th anniversary of the opening of EPCOT. This wasn't going to be an update the exteriors and take down some minor attractions refurbishment, no. This refurbishment would add 6 attractions, just the Future World, or Discoveryland, alone. Plus the almost complete makeover interventions east and west, and some restaurants and shops. Now with all that in mind, let's dive right into the planned attractions. The first one, and the replacement that would piss me off the most, is the planned replacement of Spaceship Earth with a ride called Time Racers. They wouldn't replace the ball, as you could imagine that would be very difficult to do without blocking the main entrance, but they would remodel the whole inside. The idea was to make sort of a thrill version out of Spaceship Earth. You would be racing through time from the Stone Age to the future, except moving much faster than you used to while doing this. It was even supposed to include an area where you would take a spin on the outside of the ball, like Test Track, before unloading in the brand new post area, Global Neighborhood. Personally, I would have hated this change, as Spaceship Earth is an absolute masterpiece in Imagineering. They would have likely had to take down the whole inside in order to create new, up-to-date effects, fix the track to fit the new ride vehicle, and fix up the infrastructure to handle the new speed, which is a major mistake they made with rocket rods in Disneyland. Now, one ride that I think would have been really interesting was the Junior Autopia. This would have, as the name implied, been like the Autopia, except for kids. This would have been a callback to the classic Junior Autopia in Disneyland, which closed down in 1999. I would have liked this ride edition mainly because I love the Autopia and the Tomorrowland Speedway, and I think it would be really cool for the little kids to have something to do while their family was on the bigger rides. Another ride to be added would have been the Rainforest Roller Coaster. Not much information is known about it, except that it would have been an inverted and educational roller coaster outside of the Land Pavilion. How a roller coaster could be educational, I don't know, leave it to Disney. But it would have also been in the setting of a rainforest, which I can assume would have some audio animatronics of rainforest animals, similar to the Jungle Cruise. This would have been a good addition to EPCOT, which at the time of their planning, it only had one real thrill ride, Test Track. The plan did have the plans for Mission Space and Soarin', which were the only changes that actually took place from the project. One thing that I find kind of odd from this plan was the planned addition of a hedge maze in between the land and the Imagination Pavilion. The idea to me just seems so random to have a giant maze made out of bushes in Future World, but apparently now Norway's culture is derived from Frozen, so who knows what EPCOT is anymore. The final ride plan that I'm going to talk about was to turn the then current Living Seas into a Little Mermaid themed pavilion. This is one that just confuses me even more than the hedge maze. Why would Disney put up a pavilion in Future World, which is mostly about science and technology, about a movie which is filled with mythical creatures? The Nemo theme is better than this because Nemo is about the real ocean and what happens in it, even though it is fictional. The pavilion would have housed an aquarium like the modern Seas with Nemo and Friends has, and a ride, which would have most likely been like the rides in DCA and in the Magic Kingdom. It also had the Wonders of Life pavilion as a future expansion area, which is basically what it is now. And now for the final question, would I have liked this expansion? Well, yes and no. I would have liked all the updates, even the ones that I think wouldn't make sense in Future World, like the Little Mermaid Pavilion and the Hedge Maze. The Rainforest Roller Coaster and Junior Autopia seem like they could have fit in their pavilions really well. The only thing that I would have despised about this change is to Spaceship Earth. I can't even imagine that Disney even contemplated doing this. To take down one of the best dark rides in Imagineering history would not be the right step for Disney. They would receive backlash from the fans who would not be happy with the change. So why did the changes not happen? My guess is the price. It was rumored to have a $500 million price tag, and I don't think Disney was willing to dump hundreds of millions of dollars on the overhaul of one land in EPCOT. Overall, I think that there are some ideas from Project Gemini that could carry over well to the modern EPCOT, but there are some ideas I feel Disney was smart with leaving on the drawing board. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Until then, see you next time.